All right, I want to talk to you tonight about the greatest evil confronting our world today. And if you would have asked me at the age of 6 what my answer to that question would be, it would be very easy. It was that evil white substance that often lodges itself in the corners of people's mouths whenever they bite into a bologna sandwich, and it was mayo. Mayonnaise, to me, is the most vile, disgusting substance ever. Nothing can quite produce the gag reflex as quick as that can. I don't want to look at it, taste it, touch it, feel it. I don't like it in any of its other disguised forms like ranch dressing, or potato salad, or tuna salad, or Miracle Whip. It is a false miracle. It really is. But at the age of 8, I discovered that there were far more distasteful and disgusting evils in our world than mayonnaise, and it was the common household spider. Nothing can make me run faster or scream louder than a spider, and that is still true today. Just ask my wife and kids, because I make them kill spiders in our home. I will not do that. I don't like spiders in any of their forms, whether it's a black widow, brown recluse, daddy longlegged, tarantula, and even as a kid, I was always a bit skeptical of Spider-Man's intentions towards me. But at the age of 13, my answer would change again as I came to the realization that it was entirely possible that somewhere in the deep recesses of the Amazon jungle, scientists would discover a new breed of arachnid known as the mayonnaise-eating spider. But as I entered into my teenage years into young adulthood, of course, I discovered that there exists in our world an evil far more dangerous than spiders and far more distasteful than mayonnaise. So what's the greatest evil confronting our world today? So I want you to quickly just make a mental list. What would be in your mind? What would be in your head? What would be in your list of those things confronting our world? Those things that could threaten to harm our culture, our communities, country, maybe even our civilization. What would be in your top 5 list? If you're a political person, maybe it would be donkeys or elephants. Okay? Now some of you are looking at this picture and you're going, why did he put the elephant on top, above the donkey? What is he trying to communicate? Others of you saw the donkey and thought, the donkey looks sizably bigger than the elephant. What is he trying to communicate? And just so you know, I am fairly apolitical. I typically vote for whatever candidate I think will produce the best Saturday Night Live parodies. And so for the past 3 elections, I've written in one name, that is Ross Perot. Maybe politics wouldn't be in your top 5. Maybe it would be poverty. Maybe it would be racism or discrimination. Maybe it would be guns or global warming. There are no happy feet in that photo, to be fair. Or if you're a teenage girl and I asked your dad, maybe there's just one thing on the list. Justin Bieber. And even though, if we took a poll and we shared our list, there would be quite a bit of divergence, I'm sure, on what we would classify as being that thing, that great evil that faces our world today. But I would say this. Whatever's on your list, when we tend to think of something evil, we tend to think of something or someone that is out there somewhere. Something or someone out there. So, it's this person over here. Or it's this kind of person over there. It's this party over here. Or it's that politician over there. It's this very religious group over here. Or this very unreligious group over there. Or maybe it really is just the Beebs. We don't know. But what if the greatest evil facing our world today isn't something out there somewhere? What if it's much closer to home? What if it's right in here? If you were to ask me today what I believe the greatest evil facing our world today is, you might find my answer to be both underwhelming and maybe even implausible. I believe the greatest evil facing our world today is selfishness. Selfishness, as defined, is devoting to caring only for oneself or one's own interest, regardless of others. And regardless of others is really the key aspect of selfishness. It's when a person or a group of people decide we want our agenda, our interest, our desires, our wants above someone else, regardless of the harm it may cause that person, regardless of the injury it may cause that group of people, regardless of the harm that it may do to someone or something, or even to our environment. Now, the thing about selfishness, it's in me, and it's in you. Think about it. Selfishness, it gives birth to all kinds of atrocities. The evils on your list, and we would disagree, I'm sure, on what we consider evil, but if you think about whatever is on your list, selfishness is the undergirding value that supports those things we read and watch in the news. When you think about it, when someone steals wrongfully from someone else and takes for them what is rightfully theirs, who are they considering? They're certainly not considering that person's loss, what was just taken from them. They're thinking about, I needed to get what I want. When someone wrongfully murders an innocent person, they're clearly not thinking about that person, their family, or that person's future. They're just thinking about what they want. When someone discriminates against someone simply due to the color of their skin, they're clearly not thinking of the injury that they're doing to that person and that ethnic group. They're only thinking of themselves. Make it global, make it bigger. When a country's military leaders and politicians starve, kill, and commit genocide against their own people, whose interests are they looking after? Of course, they're looking after their own. But selfishness is in me. And it's in you. It's in my wife and my 2 kids. You know, I've taught my kids a lot of things, but you know one thing I've never had to teach them how to do is to be selfish. We never had to have that father-son talk. Like, this is how you do it, son. It's just crazy how innate and natural selfishness is. You just take 2 kids, 1 sandbox, 1 toy truck, stand back and watch the fun ensue. I never had to teach them that. It's just so intuitive. Young kids, they just want to be first. They want to be first in line. I want to eat first. I want to get picked first for the team. And no is not a very popular word for small children. It's not even that much popular for older children. And it's funny, kids come up with these expressions like finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Like, hey, sorry you dropped it, it's mine now, and you're a loser. And you're crying. But yay me, look what I got. Yay. I've never in my life heard a toddler say, no, yours. I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think it's ever happened at all. Now think about this. Youth sports programs had so much selfishness happening in them that coaches had to come together like, what are we going to do about this? These kids are all selfish. So somebody had this great idea. So I got it, guys. I have the line. Let's tell them there's no I in team. There's no I in team. So they ran with that. It still didn't help. I mean, kids got a little bit older. They're 13 and 14. They can't drive, but their brother or sister can. And 4 of them are walking out to the car together. And one of them goes, shotgun! I want front. Let me tell you what also has never happened. Hey guys, shotgun for John. He hasn't had it in a while. Shotgun for John. That has never, ever happened. Oh, hold on. Before I forget, I want to take a selfie to capture how cool this is and how awesome I am that I get to do this. So, if you guys find yourself, all right, here we go. Ready, and go. That is awesome. So now I can post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Everyone's going to see how cool I am. And you'll look at the photo, and you won't even see me because you'll just be looking for yourself. So, I mean, selfishness is just there. It's ingrained in each one of us. But here's the thing about selfishness. Selfishness doesn't produce on what it promises to give us. Selfishness never satisfies. It is quite natural, but it is also quite personally unfulfilling. Compounding the problem is marketing, and our culture reinforces to us that it is all about us. Paul McCartney and the Beatles, they wrote a song. It was actually George Harrison wrote a song on the Let It Be album. And it's this song that's called I, Me, Mine. And it kind of just captures the essence of the decade he came out of. And the chorus goes like this: I, me, mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine. And then I had to look no further to myself. I just look at what I wear and what I carry around, and I go, okay, I got an iPod, an iPad, an iMac, an iWatch. I used to have a MySpace. I go out to eat, and Burger King says, have it your way. McDonald's says, you deserve a break today. Sprite says, obey your thirst. Twix once said, 2 for me, none for you. Nike says, just do it. And if you're a religious person and you pray, wouldn't you have to confess that so many of your prayers are about what you want and what you need, not what someone else wants and someone else needs? It's just so natural. Another one of my favorite bands, the Rolling Stones, in 1965, wrote what is widely considered to be their best and certainly their most popular song. And in it, Mick and Keith just simply write this lyric: I can't get no satisfaction. Selfishness never satisfies. Here was a group of men that they had everything they could want at the tips of their fingers, and they took it in. And yet at the end of the day, they had to confess, I don't get no satisfaction. So, selfishness. There's only one way to kill it. It'll never completely go away. But if you feed it, it grows hungrier and screams louder for more. So there's only one thing we can do with selfishness, and that is starve it. And one way we can starve our selfishness is by making others above self. Now, some of you that really like math, you've been staring at my shirt trying to solve a division problem. It is not a division problem. It's actually an addition problem. It's you adding value into somebody else. Others above self. Others, putting their wants, their needs, their desires above my own. It is not always natural. It is not always easy. It can be often very counterintuitive, but I do believe it is what is required. Because here's the thing. Your selfishness may never lead you or cause you to kill someone. But your selfishness may cause you to contribute to the killing of a significant relationship. Your selfishness may never cause you to blow something up with a bomb. But your selfishness may lead you to destroying someone on social media. Your selfishness may never cause you to starve a group of innocent people in South Sudan. But your selfishness may cause you to do nothing financially to bring relief and aid to those who are suffering. See, selfishness isn't just a problem out there somewhere. It's in me, and it's in you. Can you imagine a world in which everyone committed in both small and big ways to begin to put others above self? You imagine what our classrooms and communities, country, and then our entire civilization. Imagine if political leaders began to put others above self. And I know it sounds very idealistic, but is settling for what is realistic really what is most needed? I don't believe it is. I want to share a picture, just a glimpse of what the world can look like. A number of years ago, I was on my way to Starbucks, as I often did on the way to work, so I could be a better employee and be nicer to people. And so I got coffee. And of course, Starbucks is very busy, cars, hard to find a parking spot. I found one, and you always want to get in and get out, and so I'm heading to the door to get my coffee and move on with my day. And as I'm heading to the door, there's a lady I see and a gentleman coming up from behind me. And I'm the first to the door. So I have two thoughts pop into my head. One is like my mom talking to me, going, be a gentleman, open the door for others. Okay, so that's the first thought. Others above self. I'm thinking, then the next thought. Okay, I'm doing the math. If I open the door for them, I go from first to third. Okay, because they're both going right in, and I'm in behind them, and I want to get my coffee, and I want to move on. So in this brief moment, this brief struggle, I'm like, oh, I have like, me first, me first, me first. I go, okay, I'm going others above self. So I gladly let the woman enter. She gives me a wonderful smile and thank you, and she goes on in. The gentleman walks in after, gives me a wonderful smile and a thank you. And I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm also realizing I'm in third place. So I resigned myself to that. It's going to take a little bit longer, and so I go through the Starbucks door only to find out that the gentleman who had just entered waited on the other side and kept the door open for me and said, after you. I was like, wow. We exchanged another smile, another round of thank yous, and now I'm in second place, and we're heading to the barista. The lady in front of me is placing her order, and as I'm standing there waiting, I look down, I see a $20 bill at her foot. Two things pop into my mind. First one is my mama. You should give the $20 to her because I'm pretty sure it fell out of her purse. Second thought is this will get me a white mocha every day of this week. Right? It was only $20, but this was a story from a long time ago. You can't do that. So I reached down, I grabbed the $20 off the ground, and I say, ma'am, I'm pretty sure you dropped this $20. And she turned, just like, oh my gosh, thank you. I was looking for that, I couldn't find it. Her eyes are big, and she not only thanked me, she hugged me. Okay, complete strangers. It was just love in Starbucks. So she's feeling good, I'm feeling good. I'm like, all right, I'm second place, but yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm out $20 too, but that's fine. And so she places her order, and as she finishes her order, she says to the barista, I would like to buy this young man's coffee. Whoa, thank you. Another exchange of smiles, another exchange of thank you. So I make my order, and I step to the side, and I thought, you know what? I don't think we're done yet. I said, you know what? Because she just bought mine, I think I should buy his. And so I turned and I bought the gentleman's coffee behind me. The lady left. There was no one in line behind that gentleman, and so the story ends. But in those brief moments, those 8 minutes or so, when 3 individuals just kept putting others above self, I found satisfaction. And can you imagine what our world would begin to look like if people, in even just small ways, began to take that approach to humanity? As I think back on those moments, I'm reminded of the words of Louis Armstrong, who said, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you very much.